Big win last night by the boys. How's the heart?
I'm all for these close games, but I wouldn't mind a 5-goal win every now and then.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice. The boys last night, they know how to get it done in these close games against Melbourne. But you personally against Max Gawn, you've had the wood over him the last couple of times you've played him. Did you try something different last night? Because you keep getting under his skin.
I definitely wouldn't say that. Nah. I just think he's an absolute star, as everyone knows. So it's very much around containment when you play against him. I had a 30-second lapse and he kicks a goal on me and nearly brings him back, so it shows how good he is.
Yeah, he's a fantastic ruckman. And yourself, you've had a clean run of health the last couple of seasons. There's been a little bit of a struggle with the knees and whatnot. How's your body feeling, and has that led into further output for yourself this season?
Yeah, really good. Just being able to sort of get some games in, get the consistency, and just being able to build chemistry with boys out there as well. Coming in and out means it's hard for me to get going and get what I need to do in that development, but being able to connect with boys, we've now got a core group, so the familiarity, so you go into those close games and you know what's going to happen, so it makes such a difference.
Chemistry and cohesion between you and Tom de Koning and the rest of the boys, what's that look like this year, and what's that look like going forward for yourself and the rest of the team?
I think we're curious to see what it looks like. I think that's the thing. I don't really have an answer for you. You look at how it looked against GWS, look how it looked last night, just being able to play to our strengths. Me and Tommy in particular, he had a run against GWS where he comes into the ruck and starts dominating, kicks a goal, turns the game. Goes last night, has some big contests up forward, comes in, really jumps all over them. And then as a midfield group, we're just getting good balance off that, and the rest of the key tools all connecting really well off it.
Not to focus too much on last week, but was there a bit of a switch in how you applied pressure? Just looking at the pressure ratings, it seemed to be cranked up from the week before against Collingwood. Was it a mindset switch, or was it just a reinforcement of what you're good at, contest and pressure?
Just a reinforcement. Our identity we always speak about every time someone comes up here is contest and pressure. So we didn't quite get it done that game, and so we knew that we just had to come bring that from the start, and makes a difference, as you saw in that first quarter.
Speaking of the first quarter, your goal in the first quarter, did you ever think of handing the ball off to Mitch McGovern?
No, the boys queued up. There were a lot of boys didn't think I could kick that far. The problem was I actually promised someone a celebration, and I didn't do the celebration because I was actually a bit unsure whether it got touched or not. So you see me looking around and not really celebrating.
If you want.
No, I'll save my next goal. I've got a celebration penned up. No, I promised a little boy I visited a couple of weeks ago at the Children's I'd do it, so I've got that ready.
Nice. And moving on to the Sydney game as well, a big contest too. But do you feel that peaking at the right time is always the thing that you need to do with football? Do you feel, though, as though there's things progressing in the game from a balance point of view, defensively and offensively, that's going to set you in good stead for the rest of the season?
Absolutely. I think you look at how we started the year, there were parts of our stoppage game we had to improve on, then part of our defence we had to improve on, then a bit of the offence we had to improve on. I think that's sort of what the year's going to be like. We're not going to nail anything, because every time you shift your focus, you can only just improve that area, but not bring the others up, and you've got to be good at all three parts for a long period to win these finals. So the whole year's just going to be building. So yeah, I'd say we're very far from peaking.
And what was Vossi's message post-game as well? Because I think in the wash-up it can kind of be forgotten that the boys went sort of 6 goals ahead early on, and then there was a late flurry from Melbourne. What was his message post-game?
Not to take away from the defence side that we had to focus on, where we put a lot of area, so a lot of focus in that area, and so being able to get a lot of that done, particularly that first quarter, sort of gave us that I won't say breathing room, but it made it a lot harder for Melbourne to come back. Whereas if we don't get that done, then something else could happen. Yeah. So just being able to get that part in particular up, and then there's still other parts to go to work. So to be able to come away with the win, we had to get the win. So to be able to come away with the win with good learnings just sets us up really well.
Of course, and Adam Chera's hamstring, how did he pull up from last night? Obviously he's still got to go for scans, but is there a chance he could be available for next week?
I haven't seen him today, but yeah, after the game he's just saying he had hammy tightness. But yeah, then George came in and played really well. So no, I haven't seen him today, it's not too sure.
Nice, and you were in a splint post-game. How's the hand here, okay?
Yeah, not too bad. I popped it out during the third quarter, but went straight back in, luckily. So, no, hopefully it should be sweet. So, yeah, it's just sore at the time, but should be all right.
Nice, good. Fingers crossed it's all okay. And just final one from me. Again, moving forward into the rest of the season, how do you see your role developing? Because we've seen Tom de Koning, as you mentioned, with his chemistry and cohesion, he's sort of moved forward as well. Do you see any other layers of your game developing into something like that? Maybe shifting down back when you need to rest, or moving up forward as well? Because obviously we saw you kick the goal, but where do you see different layers of your game progressing?
The forward side of it's obviously the side that naturally goes with how Tommy's done that as well. Even last night, being able to get areas where Tommy's up near the ball and I've gone to goal, there's a stoppage there, I get to rotate forward for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Did a bit in the fourth quarter before he came off, so being able to organically do it just more and more, I think if we can get that, just keeps our game time high, keeps us on the field and just gives us more of an aerial threat. So I think that's sort of what I'll keep building towards.
Beautiful. And Adam Sard, how far away is he with that hamstring strain, and Jesse Motlop? They're two additions that have been pretty...
Sure.
I'm asking the wrong question.
Yeah, no, didn't check the medical report, don't know.
But those two be pretty integral parts of the system. Michael Voss did mention last week that, of course, talent makes the system better, and those two are pretty important cogs of the system too.
Absolutely. You look at like sort of the block of games we've got at the moment against top teams, so it's pretty exciting that we've got a lot of blokes doing a lot of roles who are coming in. So when they come in, there's just pressure on these spots. So it's exciting what we can do when they come back.
Are you going to keep working on the set shots?
Oh, never in doubt.
Do you have a response for Isaac Smith on Triple M last night?
Well, I don't blame him because let's be honest, I played 7 games and he never actually kicked me the ball. So he was on the outside on the wing, I was on the inside. So I don't think he ever really looked inside the contest. So he never would have seen me on the outside. Very stiff. Kicked the goal though.